What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, man. So if you saw my short video earlier, man, it's that time. So we got the truck jacked up. I got the back wheel taken off so I can get up in here, take my filler neck off, and check this out, dude. When I get this thing out, we're gonna see that the 03 fuel pump is different than the 04. So man, y'all stick around. We're gonna jump right into this. We're already getting started. We're gonna start with taking the filler neck line off, the vent line. Then we're gonna jump under there and probably get them straps, start bringing this thing down, get these fuel lines off. I mean, the process should be the same as the 2004 I did. It's just gonna be a different fuel pump. So let's jump right into it. Jumping right into it, man. We're gonna get this off. Wow, I don't think these things have ever been off, y'all. Then we're gonna take this vent line. It's also just got a little screw tight. And if you can't get it with that, man, just get a socket. I'm sure we got a socket here. No, that's too big. We're looking, y'all just hang in there, we're looking. That's too big too, that's an 8 or a quarter. Yeah. Not quite a quarter. So I got a 7. It's a 7 millimeter is what fits it. Go figure. 7 millimeter, guys. Pull out my 1/4 inch stuff here. Put that 7. See, and that way you don't have to worry about stripping out the flat blade or the standard part of your hose right there. All right, so me personally, I always try to twist. And if they don't twist, get your pair of channel locks and just lightly turn it. You don't want to mess. See how it's kind of scarring that rubber? You don't want to get crazy like that. There goes, see? Once you get it to spin a little bit, it breaks loose. Just fight your hose off. All right, guys, so I got this off. I got my vent off. I took my plug off in here. So I took my filler neck off all the way. Let me get this light. All the way to the tank there, right? To get it out of the way, because that's my fuel pump right there. That's the connector. So the connector is the same. It's got a little red slide lock. It'll pull out this way towards, like if it's sitting like this, right? It'll slide out this way, and then you just depress your tab right here and pull it off. So we got to jack this. I mean, we got to get this jack. We got to get this fuel line off real quick, and then we can drop the tank. But if you look, if you can see that fuel tank, if I'm not mistaken, that piece up top right there, that's your fuel filter for your 2003 Rams. So we're gonna get a little further along. We're gonna get this fuel line off. So we got this fuel line off. You're gonna lose a little bit of fuel. Don't worry about it too much. Just put something down to catch it. So this is your release tab. Now on the 04 that I did, it was different. This here, these tabs are in the back. You see the little lock clip right here, and these tabs are in the back. You push these tabs down and it'll release it. You'll actually hear the little thing go click, and when it does, it releases it and you pull it off. Go slow, relieve, if there's any pressure on it, relieve the pressure slowly, put something down to catch it. At this point, guys, we are ready to drop this tank, and it is disconnected from the truck. So we're gonna get under here, drop these straps, and get this thing out from underneath here. And one more thing that I can't forget. If you noticed, I changed my gloves. We are dealing with fuel. Them other gloves will keep that on my skin, dry it out, no good from there. So safety first, man. If you're gonna deal with fuel, either do it with a latex glove on, Or, I mean, you could even do it barehanded. It'd be better than wearing a glove that's gonna trap it on your skin. So just to throw that in there real quick. All right, guys, we got the fuel tank drug out of there, man. So the 2 strap bolts are 15 millimeter and you need a deep socket. So I wanted to show you this. This is your evap, I believe it's your evap canister on your tank. So you have to undo this line too. So this line and this line right here, which is your fuel line, are the same kind of connection. So if you reach behind it, you see these tabs right here behind it? You see the clip and then the tab, you push them down. I mean, as hard as you can, you'll hear it click and then work it off slow. You definitely don't want to try to take it off here and break that. And you don't want to forget about it. So when you drop your tank, come down slow, and when it gets all the way down to the bottom of the jack, there should be just enough slack in there to pop this off without breaking it here. So man, I wanted to show y'all that and let you know, give you a better shot of these clips on how you just pinch them like that and pop them off. Same with the fuel, you pinch it like that, you pop it off. Your clip, you got this, your vent line. I got my filler line. So I'm gonna take my air gun, blow all this dirt off, kind of knock some of this big dirt off, and then we're gonna throw the new fuel pump in there. And one other thing I wanna note, I'll put a link up above, but if you check out the 2004 fuel pump, it looks nothing like this. And this one's been way easier to take out than that truck. So we got it all cleaned up, man. It's a couple hours later. I taped off where my filler tube goes right here. I taped that off. I cleaned all this up good, man. Here's my new one. It's a Precision. So one thing you have to note, if you notice that little clip that's right here is not on that one. So we got to transfer that over. I believe all we got to do is get a little screwdriver in here. We'll pop these ends up and then pop it over there, man. Let me get a screwdriver and we'll get to it. Here we go, man. All you got to do, man, I got a utility knife. We're just trying to get under there like so. See how you get that little lip up on top of there? And then just hold it over. Just like that. Don't let it pop back on there. Keep just a little pressure forward like you're pulling it off. And then do the same thing with the other one. Just get beside it. Bam. Slides right off. Pull your orange cap off like so. Boom. Installed. Simple as that. As far as I know, that's the only piece off of the old pump you're gonna need for the new pump. So let's get into breaking this thing off. I imagine it's on there pretty good. So let me get something to do a little tappy with. All right, I got me a little something to tappy with. So this is just one of my set tools. We're just gonna go easy. If you look, this one's completely different than the one on the 04. It's the same thing, just give it a little love, man. Oh my goodness. There it goes, there it goes. So they give you these little ends right here on the top, man. That's what you tap on. You put your tool on that. See, it's starting to come around there. And try not to focus all your energy on just one of them, man. You'll weaken that thing. You'll break it right off of there. All right, now hold on. I broke some more stuff loose, so before we go any further, I'm gonna get my air gun and blow this dirt off before we pull this thing out. Got the rest of that dirt off. I'll keep that air gun right there. Now you're gonna take this off. You're gonna spin it counterclockwise. Whoa. Cool. And it's tight. I'm not saying you can't get it off, but it's tight. And you gotta be careful. Don't break your evap lines here. There we go. There we go. There we go. See, it's getting easier. Now, before I pull it all the way off one more time, I just want to make sure, man. See all that extra dirt there? There we go. I don't want none of that getting down in my new fuel filter, which, like I stated, I believe this is it right here. And there it is. It's the big old plastic screw. Man, look at that thing once again. Thing was filthy, y'all. Here we go. You just gotta pull it out of there, man. Just like so. They do give you a new gasket here on the new one. So now we got to try to figure out how we're going to get all this gas out of here without spilling it. Nice and steady. Let me go up, up. Guys, oh my God, you look at this. Check this out, man. I gotta show you this, dude. Look at how dirty that gas is coming out of that fuel filter. I guarantee you that's one of my problems. I mean, it looks nothing like what's going into the tank. So yeah, you are gonna use a little, put something down to soak it up. I got a piece of cardboard down there. Wow, I had to show y'all that, man. So let me get this drained out. We'll get the new one popped in, tank put back in, man. Just want to show y'all that tank's a little dirty, but not too bad. But man, that fuel coming out of that old filter was terrible, man. So they look the same, the pumps match up. So let's get them back in, man. And one more thing to note, guys. This little filter right here on the Precision fuel pump. This is the fuel pump I got right here. I got this Precision fuel pump right here, right? So this right here is actually built inside the pump, so you don't have to worry about swapping that over if you go with a Precision pump. Now, if you go with an OEM, you might still have to switch it. That I couldn't tell you. So I just needed to throw that in so you don't go, oh man, I forgot to switch that out. You don't have to if you go with Precision. So here we go with the new pump, man. So your O-ring or your pump seal, actually I'm gonna tell you that the open end, see how it's got that open end, goes down. So we're just gonna slide it over so. Nice and steady. And here we go. Now one other thing to note is that whenever you take your fuel pump out of your tank, remember the orientation of which way your fuel pump was facing, so your plug and your fuel line will go back in without any issues. You don't want to have to get it underneath your truck and then fight it. So here we go, man, new pump. So mine was sitting straight out like so, and that's how we're gonna go back with it. With this O-ring here, you just kind of want to push it in like so. You want it to slide down in there, right? You don't want it to roll up. That's not the plan. So you might even need to get a little screwdriver or something to help kind of work it down in there. You see how it's trying to come up? You want to work it down in there all the way around. Just like that. See, it's all the way around. Let me grab my light real quick so I can show you. See, that gasket went all the way in. There's no more poking out on it, all the way around. Then just set it, push it down in there. Super simple. Like I said, make sure your orientation is right. Mine was pretty much straight out like so. And we'll slide this thing back on like so. Good thing is that it's a really coarse thread, so it's easy to get it started. You don't have to worry about cross threading it too bad. And when you go back with it, you make sure that thing is tight. You even get your little tool, your little tappy tool. Send that thing back around as much as you can. And also, like I said, don't focus on one ear. You'll weaken it and break it off. So kind of change it up a little bit. Go to different ones. And you want to tappy until that thing stops spinning. See how it's stopping spinning now? That lets me know that thing is sealed. The last thing you want is any fuel leaks or unwanted vapors coming out of your tank and smelling fuel all the time because you didn't tighten down your ring too tight. Now I'm not getting crazy neither, I'm just giving it some nice wax. I'm not just beating the tar out of it. I'm just looking for movement. If it moves, I tap. If it don't move, I'm done. See, at that point, it's taking quite a bit to move it. So I figure that's probably good. That's all the way down. And that's that, man. So until we get underneath the truck, I'll be back. All right, guys, so I got y'all propped up real quick, man. I want to show y'all, so your evap line right here, the one you want to be careful with, look, it attaches right here. So instead of trying to pull it off your canister here on your tank, get it from right here, man. And then the one up there, that's your fuel line. So just bring it down like so. Be careful not to tip your tank. Line your little plug up like so. Push until it clicks. When it clicks, or you know you can't pull it apart, you'll see your little tabs. There it is. So when we jack it up, we'll put it back in the groove right here, and that'll be that, man. So go ahead, Dad, jack it up, man. Let's get started. Go slow. We got this vent line and filler neck here that we need to bend over.
I'm going.
All right. Make sure to push your filler line, your filler neck line, and your vent line over the top, because that vent line is hooked to it looks like a chintzy piece of plastic. Once you get your filler neck tube, your vent line, you route it up on top of your frame there, and then go on up with it. You're already hooked up to your evap line. So yeah, come on up with it, Dad. Come on up with it, nice and steady. Hold what you got, hold what you got. So we're gonna have to slide it back a little bit, Dad.
Yep.
To line these straps up, buddy. I'm just gonna push the whole jack.
Okay, hold it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought I was. We're in a bind somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, come down. So you see this slide right here? You have two of them. It's for your tank strap. So you put one end in there, just like that. You see how it slides down and locks in? Let me show you one more time. Well, they're a lot easier to get in there than out. So you take your far end away from you, slide it in there. Like that. Work it down in there and then it'll hang. It'll go right up where you need it. So that's how you do your tank straps, because it's easier to pull them all the way out before you take the tank out, so you're not fighting them. So let me get these things wrapped around here, bolted up. I'll show y'all hooking that fuel line up, plugging that connector in. Man, we'll fire it up and see what we got. So I got it bolted all back up, man. Look at these long old bolts right here, dude. Get this camera up here. See why you need a deep socket? Look how long that thing is. And they're small. So I did mine with a 1 foot or two 6-inch, 1/2-inch extensions, a 15mm deep socket, and a 1/2-inch drive ratchet, man. You know I like using hand tools myself, so man, that's that. The tank is bolted back up, hanging by itself. So man, we're gonna jump out. I'm gonna show you that we can hook these fuel line, or the fuel line and the filler neck and vent line for your filler neck up with the tank completely mounted, which is completely different than the way we had to do the 2004 Ram. But while I'm under here, I'm just looking around, man. Just taking a look at this old truck, man. This thing has seen a lot of miles. What a beast. All right, guys, I know it's a little blurry and a little dark, man. I'm trying to get you this shot. Hold the camera with one hand and show you that this tank is completely bolted up. And watch, you just line your little blue clip up, man. The little locks in there, you just line them up with the holes in your line. I know you can see the holes in the line right here. Pull this thing back up. See them holes right there? So your little clips right here, them little blue tabs right there, they're gonna go into it. So you're gonna line them up, and then you're just gonna push it on there until it clicks. This is a harder task than y'all could even imagine, man. Alright, come on, work with me now. Not against me. There it goes, you heard it click? We're in there, we're in there. So, one more thing. I already slid my lock back in there, not all the way, but somewhat. We're gonna push our plug back in there. You heard it click? Oh yeah, we gotta get that lock tab to go over, which those are pretty fun. And then that's that, man. We'll tighten our filler neck back up on here, and that'll be that. So one thing to note, man, one of these things are a pain. Always take your hoses and slide them all the way back up to where they were, and put your clamps, always put your clamps right back where they came off, in the same position. Like this one, I believe, came off just like this, right? So I'm gonna put it back just like that. And I'm gonna make sure my hose is slid up here as far as it was when I took it off, so everything is right back to where it needed to be. And there it is, guys. As you see, I put the strap right back where it came from on the hose. I mean, that's it, dude. Maybe 2.5 hours, did the whole tank. So, man, we're gonna fire it up. So here we go, man. We got it all buttoned up. It's back on the ground. Let's start this bad boy up and see what it's gonna sound like. So here's the mileage, 412,505. Here we go, man. First start, new fuel pump. Man, that thing is loud. Did y'all hear that? Here, let me do this again. That's one thing, that's a good sign there. There we go. So, let's hit it. Oh yeah, nice. Super sweet. Man, that thing sounds good. So there it is, fellas. We got it going, baby. So, check me out, man. This one was a lot easier to do than my nephew's 2004. But I am glad I got it done, and I'm glad that I got to go through the process with all of you guys, man. So, with all of that, man, keep living the dream, doing your thing. Like and subscribe. Always get at your boy with a comment. And man, I'm rolling out so I can drive the 3rd gen to work this week.